Welcome to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're live on multiple platforms. You can watch us on Facebook. You can also watch us on Twitch and Twitter. Kempire. We're live on TikTok as well. Don't forget to slap that like button on your way in. I know you have a lot to say. Shout out to Elijah. Anything is possible.
Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Yeah, all I know is get paper. All I do is shit major. Bought a condo on the top floor and the building's a skyscraper. Feeling like I'm Kobe, LeBron for the Lakers. Feeling like I'm Idris, Paul Walker, Taker. New Rollie, no diamonds in it. New Porsche, all dimes in it. I'm infatuated with fine women. Corona extra with the lime in it. Just a safe to Henny. Used to be a penny pincher. Now I'm in plenty business. Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Yeah. We grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible.
Welcome to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, y'all.
Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Hey, grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. I lean with it, I rock with it. Locks under my socks fitted. Tahoe with the black tint. Houston girl, heavy accent, but my whole swag is magic. High five, fantastic. Make the money stretch like elastic. Making moves that you couldn't imagine. Eating, still watching my calories. Just to pull in that big boy salary. It's just the way that it has to be. I'm a bad boy, Mike Lowry, while I'm sipping this Henny. And all of my niggas is with me. Yeah, grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Yeah. Grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible.
Friday night, y'all. Even if you're at home, just move a little bit. Welcome to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, be sure to like this video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Shout out to all of our subscribers and our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you are a Royal Court member, I've already posted the backstage link for you to call in and share your thoughts on this sneak peek that we got from the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. As you know, we've been following this current season of the Real Housewives of Potomac for months at this point. And of course, we were covering the big fight from last season, which it got really dark. It got really, really dark, especially on social media. And I see it leaning in that direction again. And look, we watch the show to be entertained, but we also understand it's a reality show. So we expect levels of reality. And so when we get the conversations about Roni, oh, I watch this for entertainment, so we shouldn't be talking about race. No. So I'm hoping, and this is again, and look, I know it always comes back to Andy Cohen. I know it always comes back to Andy Cohen. This is another reason why I felt it was necessary to have a different host, specifically for a city like Potomac and the ladies that are represented within the city, because there are a lot of people having conversations on racism and colorism, specifically in regards to Potomac, and it would be beneficial to have at least someone there that could hold this conversation from a personal experience, from just a cultural experience. And Andy Cohen is not going to. He's not going to be able to do it, especially when he's in a book comparing the fight from last season to Love and Hip Hop and Bad Girls Club, even though he doesn't reference that to any other city. Or more recently, with the foul mouth Erica Jane in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And here's the thing. I can see that side of things, but I can also see why people are so triggered by Candiace and the way that she orates. I can't. I can't. But that's what makes Candiace funny sometimes to watch, is the way that she orates. So a sneak peek leaked online. Shout out to our friends at OMFG Reality TV on Twitter. Be sure to follow them if you haven't followed them already. Also, shout out to our friends over at the Peach Report Daily on Instagram. You can see a clip there. You can also see the clip that I'm about to play for you here on TikTok. Right, TikTok? Shout out to you guys. So, as I said to you before, I just want to preface this by saying, let's have an open dialogue. Everyone is free to have their opinion. So when people call in, and if you don't agree, it's okay to say, I don't agree. I think this, this, and this. But let's not be derogatory to each other. Let's not do some of the things that we say and accuse some of these housewives of doing on this platform. Okay? Let's have an open conversation and be open to being wrong, or being open to, like, you know what? I never thought of it that way, but I still hold my opinion. So often we get so heated and impassioned about these shows that we forget we don't know these people. We don't know these people. Let's remember that part. But if you're just joining us, we are talking about the sneak peek of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion for season 6 that leaked. And it looks, not leaked, they put it out there. If you're a Bravo insider, you got to see it there. I got to see the first 6 minutes of this reunion, and I was like, all right, I wasn't that entertained. But then I saw this sneak peek and I said, oh gosh. And I was going to go live tomorrow to cover this, but I said, you know what? I ate dinner. Look, you know how I do. If I'm not full, like, I can't. I had a meeting right before, and I had dinner. And then I said, all right, I think I could go live now. All right, so let me play a clip for you guys. I'm going to play a little clip for you guys. I can only play the audio. I can't show you the video just because of, Bravo. Anyways, let's take a listen closely to what is triggering a lot of people right now and is triggering a lot of conversation. This sneak peek from the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion that we will review and recap this Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern here on channel. And then on Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have this conversation again with my girls, Layla Lynn and Grace Report, for our weekly collaboration. It will be on my channel on Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. Let me play this for you guys. Oh, Andy. Hold on, y'all. Please hold. Let me just get this together.
Lauren from Texas said, Candiace, did you really not know Mia's mom's backstory? I find that hard to believe.
I did not know. I did not.
You know that you do go for
If I knew that she had the trauma that she has,
she doesn't have to have the trauma. And
I would not have said that. I would have talked about something else. What I will say is that was, in the Black community, it's referred to as joning. I was going light on you. And what happened was you were ungrateful. And if you want to, you were ungrateful.
So if you say your mom is low budget, she's supposed to thank you?
What
am I
may not be acceptable anymore. You saw that episode and you thought to yourself, wow, I was justified in all of this. And I did not feel like your actions towards her were justifiable.
What actions? Let's go back.
Things coming out your mouth.
If I want to respond verbally, hello, welcome to the stage. That's what we do.
How do you think, can I ask you a question? How's that working for you? Honestly.
How is what working?
Yeah, good question.
How is the way that you respond to people working for you? You almost were physically attacked last year.
So that's my fault that I was physically attacked?
Well, you're the common denominator.
False. Everyone up here has a mouth, has said nasty, disrespectful,
have not been.
Can we do this? Can we do this as an example?
But because I am better at it, I am somehow.
Oh, I don't think nobody's better than me, Giselle.
No.
Well, All right, guys. So that was just audio from the sneak peek. Shout out to our friends. If you would like to see the video, shout out to our friends at OMFG Reality TV on Twitter. You can check it out there. And you can also see the comments. So there were a lot of comments and it goes back and forth. I think a lot of people are split, but I want to just put to the side season 5's fight with Monique and Candiace, because I can't believe we're still talking about this over a year later. Technically, when you think about it, it's almost 2 years later, because we saw the fight like a year later. I want to put that to the side. I want to just talk about what they're talking about here, and that is specifically the fight between Mia and Candiace, okay? So, we can talk about Andy in just a second, okay? But one thing I have to say, and I can't believe I'm defending Candiace. Lord have mercy. Her saying your mama isn't at the same level as some of the things that she said before. Let's be honest. Her saying your mama is not at the same level. Her saying I did not know about Mia's mom's issues, but she said your mama again after she knew about Mia's mom's issues. I'm just giving you the full story. I'm giving you the full story. Okay. So she said, and based on the preview, she says your mama again. One thing I didn't know, she said in the Black community, we call that joning? Joneson? Someone take my Black card. I didn't know that. Your mama jokes. I have a book, probably somewhere in my attic, with your mama jokes. We get it. Layla Lynn and Grace and I, we talked about that too. You know, it may be very immature. I can't imagine at 30-something years old, we're still saying your mama. I can't imagine, but I get it. It's a reality show. They shade each other all the time. I just can't imagine at this age, if I'm having a sparring match with someone when we're going back with words, that we say your mama. But then again, you know, people are different. People are different. But I don't compare what she said to Mia in this particular instance to what happened last year. And that's exactly why Andy Cohen is receiving a lot of backlash right now. There are a lot of comments. I'm not going to even go through the comments because everyone's... oh, no, I am going to go through some of the comments. Because some of the comments that I thought were reasonable, I want to share. Okay. So this one person replied to the video, says, Candiace goes for the jugular, but how is that any difference than most of them, especially Ashley and Karen? Giselle doesn't have emotional intelligence to verbally spar. However, she's always hitting below the belt when it comes to talking about people's marriages. And that's one of the big things that people keep bringing up, especially when it comes to Ashley. Ashley has been messy for years on this show, but I've said it multiple times. There is just a little bit of a difference in Candiace. And when I say a little bit of a difference, I always go back to when she was talking about the blogger. I always forget his name. I apologize. He was over the Black socialites. And every time when we have these conversations, I know this particular video was not seen on the show, but I always think of that video. I always think of that video and just the venom that was in that video from her. So I always think of that. And I know a lot of people may have not seen that video because that was on social media. That wasn't on the show. So people are comparing Ashley's behavior and Candiace's behavior on the show. But even on the show, we've seen some very different behavior. Look, we're not saying none of these ladies are shady or go below the belt. That's been the big critique. Some of you have called in and said that's been the biggest critique of Potomac. Yes, we have in other cities where they get shady, but in Potomac, it just gets a little dark. It gets a little dark. Brisa Lee, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Ashley is messy, Candiace is mean. Yeah, I always see these comparisons between the two of them, but I just never saw Ashley in the same light that I saw some of the things that Candiace has said. Yes, there are moments where Candiace is just funny and shady, but there are other moments where Candiace is just very, she goes in there. She's orating, according to her. To me, that's sugarcoating it because I don't necessarily take that as orating. Oprah talking about something, that's orating. I don't know if what Candiace does is considered orating. But like I said, I want to focus on what they're addressing here. And that's her saying to Mia, your mama. But we can't forget after the your mama, when they were in the Eastern Shore and they were in the house together, the way that Candiace kept on going at Mia, she wanted a reaction from Mia. We can't forget those. You know, it's very convenient for a lot of us to pick and choose what we want to see in these moments. I think it's important for us to see everything. Okay. It was Candiace who threw the lettuce. Yes, it was 2 pieces of lettuce. Okay. But why are you throwing anything? Why are you moving things off of the table? You never know how someone's going to react to that. And again, you know, I'm going to preface this by saying the channel here does not condone violence. You know what Bravo did? And we have to call out Bravo too, because they made that sort of disclaimer at the very beginning of that reunion, but they've never done it anywhere else. They've never done it anywhere else. When we saw in New Jersey, the fight between Joe Giudice and Joe Gorga, we never got that in the reunion. And that fight was a whole other level. And that was just one fight I'm talking about. We never. So there is this level, and and I know there is issues of colorism on the show. Yes, I do. We're not going to deny that there is a level of colorism. I do think that Candiace conveniently started to speak about it after Wendy brought it up last season. I just feel that was the only reason why she brought it up. So she keeps bringing it up. Let me just say, hold on. Thank you so much. Let me go back up. Debbie, thank you so much for the super chat. This is now getting dangerous for Candiace. Andy, the host, is inappropriate. This show needs to change. Giselle's target is now Candiace. I can see that. I can see that. Because if you've seen some of the interviews with Giselle, she's... Karen said a lot of nasty things to Giselle this season. I mean, they've said a lot of nasty things about each other. Okay. All right. I cannot get to everyone's comments right now. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the sneak peek that we saw online in regards to them addressing Candiace's behavior on the show, saying your mama to Mia. Andy insinuates that she's the common denominator in the fight from last year and now this argument this year. Again, I'm going to say this. The channel does not condone violence. But I also had a difference of opinion last year because originally, very much like a lot of people, like when we saw the Kenya and Portia physical altercation, back then when that happened, I said, why do we have to go there? Why do we have to get physical? But also then a lot of people were saying, and Andy said this in the book, Not All Diamonds and Rosé, that he was called out for not addressing Kenya and how she incited that fight. But back then, I didn't have that opinion. I didn't feel like Kenya incited that fight. Because, look, I've never had to get into a physical altercation, and I don't condone violence. But what I also learned from last season is that that's me. I can't control how other people are going to react. And everyone's going to react very differently. Everyone has different triggers. And I understand where people come from, like, no, you can't condone violence. I'm not condoning violence. But I also cannot control how you or this other person is going to react. I can't. Alon, thank you so much for the super chat. Where was that energy for Erica? Hear his voice. And we talked about that a little bit earlier, because when Erica called Sutton during this last part of the reunion and effing see you next Tuesday, he should have stopped her in that moment. He should have stopped her, because Erica's behavior this season was horrendous. But I don't really see a lot of people, including Andy Cohen, in this reunion calling her out for that. I don't see him doing that. Jennifer says, Kempire, I don't think I would be okay with someone yelling in my face with a blowhorn. And that's what I'm saying. You feel that way. I wouldn't want someone blowing in my face, but is my first reaction going to be like, and hit them? No. I might step away. But this is what I've learned from the Monique and Candiace situation, is that everyone's going to react differently. And we have to accept that. You can't control how someone's going to react. You can't. You can't. All right. So guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about the sneak peek from the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, where Candiace is addressing her statements to Mia about saying your mama. That's what they're talking about in this instance. So a lot of people are now bringing up, because of what Andy Cohen says in this instance, calling Candiace the common denominator in the fight from last year and what's happening this year. And he insinuates that, was it her fault that for Monique's reaction? A lot of people feel like it was. If you look at the comment section, a lot of people feel like it was. And then there are a lot of people that feel like, no, you should, that's abuser talk. That's insinuating that that's okay. And even Monique, in her apology, said that, you know, that is not okay. That is not okay. She has said that. TJ says, Andy must go. He's too biased. And this is why I believe Mona Scott Young stepped away from hosting the reunions, because of people's reaction to her hosting the reunions. And I think that was a very smart decision. I do think that was a very smart decision. And I think Andy Cohen, we've been asking for it, but Andy Cohen's ego is too big. Even Candiace, when she was talking about Nicki Minaj possibly hosting the reunion, she had heard from producers that, yeah, Andy Cohen's not going to let that happen. He wants this to be his thing. And clearly that's what it was. Nicki Minaj comes in at the end of the reunion. All right, let me just check out some of these comments. If you're a Royal Court member, I've already posted the Backstage link on the community tab. Shout out to our Royal Court members for supporting the channel. The Backstage link is there for you to call in as well. We have almost 700 people watching. Be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 50,000 subscribers. So shout out to our subscribers. This is a subscribers only live chat, because, you know, every once in a while we do that here. But once we post the link, once we get to, let's get to 300 likes, and then I will post the call-in link for everyone to call in. Okay. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat first. Thank you, Janice. Shout out to our mods for keeping this space an open and fun conversation, even though it's kind of hard to be fun. So please refrain from using all caps, because then Nightbot might get you. All right. Adrian, what's going on? She says, both Kenya and Candiace have a problem with respecting personal space. You cannot invade someone's space with hostile, violent energy and demand they sit there and take it. It's threatening. Okay. Antonia says, so is it okay for a man to hit a woman because he doesn't like her mouth? Another really good point. Jennifer says, but in the book, that's why they claim he was chosen to host the reunions, because he knew the ladies. Did he? That's like saying Ebony K. Williams knew Leah before the show. He didn't know some of these ladies before the show. Some of the ladies he did know before the show, like Carol Raz as well. He knew before the show. But most of these ladies he doesn't know. Okay. Especially in Potomac. He doesn't know these ladies. I just want to read some of the comments before I start taking callers. Mods, can you just let me know where we are with the likes? As I said before, once we hit 300 likes, I will post a call-in link for the general public to call in, share your thoughts. For those that are calling in, please refrain from cursing or being incredibly derogatory, because I will drop you. But we have good callers. We never really have people that are so disrespectful I have to drop them, unless I'm trying to be funny. TikTok, I see you guys are watching. Thank you for joining us. Keep tapping your screens. Let's get more people in the room. I appreciate you all being here. Okay, Tina says Kenya got in Portia's face. Portia drug her, and still Kenya wasn't held accountable, and she continued. And we also have to remember, this was mentioned in the book. This was mentioned in the book from Andy Cohen talking about this particular instance. And that's why he says he has a different feeling towards the Monique and Candiace fight. And remember, we went live and we talked about that. We talked about how Andy didn't respond to Candiace when she was reaching out to him after the fight. And I said to you before, Andy Cohen is not just the host of the reunion. He's an executive producer. He is a lead. He's in a leadership role over the show. So if anything, the minute he found out about this physical altercation, there should have been a meeting with everyone involved. Okay, let me just say thank you. Thank you so much, Diana, for the very generous. Congratulations on 50K by the end of this live. All right, guys, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Thank you so much. We are very, very close to 50K. Guys, let's get to 300 likes. I'll post the call-in link once we get to 300 likes. Right now, it is a subscribers-only chat, but I am checking out the comment section. I do want to hear what you guys have to say. The vet says there is a saying, word is wind, but blow is unkind. Candiace did not hit Monique. Kenya did not hit Portia. Monique and Portia initiated the physical attacks. They are both wrong. Okay. Jessica says there's a way to snap back. Candiace fights dirty with her mouth. I think you mean mouth. Candiace is dangerous. Okay. What's going on, Barbados? Gustav says Candiace wants someone to hit her so she can get the pity party. Thank you so much, TJ. Empire, you are the bomb.com. I haven't heard that in a very long time, but I appreciate it. And that's on period. Chocolate Capricorn says, now people in the comments are making up lies. I see Monique got her troll farm at work. Sheesh. Oh, Lord. Are they subscribers to the channel? Because it's a subscribers only chat. All right. I went live despite still having a sore throat, y'all. I think it's a lot of talking today that I've been doing, but it is what it is. Jessica, you are too kind. You are the E-News of YouTube and TikTok. I'm trying to be a little bit above E-News, but I appreciate it. All right. Renee says, Monique reaching out and flipping Candiace's hair isn't invading her personal space. Just say you don't like Candiace. Tuck your bias in your pocket. I have no problem saying I don't like Candiace. I have no problem saying that. But honestly, I don't know these women not to like them. I watch them on TV. I don't know any of them. And that's part of the reason why I don't make friends with any of them, because I want to be able to talk about them. And I talk equally as bad as about Monique and how she really didn't bring anything till last year's reunion. So you guys are going to believe what you want to believe about my opinions. And guess what? I don't care. Because you see what the name on the moniker is? Kempire Daily. You either come here for my thoughts or the news, or you don't. Someone commented, I used to like you and now I don't. Okay? Here's the thing. I know a lot of people think that some people here on YouTube or whatever platform do things for likes and subscribers. No, because if you think I'm just going to be here to feed into what you like, that's not going to happen. The people that follow me understand I welcome everyone's opinion. You either like my opinion or you don't, because I give you a little bit of my opinion, but I also give you what's going on in the news. So you follow me for whatever reason. If you don't like me, you can keep on moving. I'm okay with that, because for every person that doesn't like me, there's going to be 5 others that do. Bye, boo. Okay. Y'all call me. Look, this is my Friday night. Don't come for me on a Friday night when I am not out with a boo. Okay? I am extra testy. I'm joking. All right. And I got a sore throat. Jack, thank you so much for the super chat. What y'all doing up so late? Bethany Boys, go to sleep. Oh. I almost fell back in my chair. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Joke, you're the best. Thank you, Jag. Thank you, Roxy. Look, and I'm not saying that for you guys to say that you like me. Obviously, if you're here and you support the channel, you like what you're getting. You don't necessarily have to like me. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to shuck and jive for you guys to like me. I am way too old for that. Just saying. Anyways. And I'm not team anybody. I'm not team anybody. I'm team Kempire all day, every day. And as you should be team whoever you are. Okay? Data always shading me. Data, let me tell you something about Data. Data is a loyal mother father. Data has been following me because Data knows this grind. Data was there when I interviewed Oprah. Data was there when I've interviewed Brandy. Data's been there since when people talk about day ones, Data is a day one. And he shades me all the time. You think I'm getting mad at Data? I'll shade Data right back. But that's how we are. And Data knows I've had moments on lives where I was like, I'm done with y'all. I'm not dealing with y'all today. Anyways, Taurus is in the house. What's going on? I apologize, y'all. But here's the thing. Where are we with the likes, everybody? I just want to drop the call-in link for those. Our backstage is already piling up with our Royal Court members. If you're not a member of the channel, become a member at TheKempire.com for more details. TikTok, I appreciate you all. Shade is good for the skin. I should put that on a t-shirt. Shade is good for the skin. All right. It's the shade of it all that I like. Okay. All right. Mama Allie says, did you eat Kempire? I did. And that's why I decided to come live. Because, you know, if I hadn't eaten, I would not have come live because then I would have been really cranky. All right. We're almost at 300 likes. Let's get to 300 likes. I'm going to drop the call-in link. If you're just joining us, we're talking about, that's got everyone talking on social media. Everyone's talking on social media about this sneak peek from the Real Housewives of Potomac season 6 reunion. Andy Cohen insinuates that maybe Candiace and things that she says provoked the fight from last year and the fight that she had, well, the verbal fight that she had with Mia this year. Thank you to my mods. I appreciate it. I'm going to drop the call-in link. I do want to hear what you guys have to say. We already have quite a few people backstage, but let me just drop this call-in link. Look, y'all really wanted to test my patience this evening. Y'all realize I've been working all day? Oh, goodness. All right. So to the callers that are calling in, again, no profanity. Get to the point. Look, get to the point. Look, where's my timer? Thank you, Fumi. I appreciate you know what? Sometimes I really should not address the negativity because I get far more positivity on my channel than anywhere else. I really do. So I don't want you guys to think that I don't appreciate all of the hundreds of comments that we receive every day of positivity, of people just sharing their opinions. And we welcome your opinions. We do not delete comments here unless you're being derogatory, racist, sexist, whatever it may be. But as always, I'm not moderating adults. And most people that watch me are adults, really older adults. That's no shade. I'm not aging. I'm not being ageist. Look, I'm damn 40. Anyways, let me take these callers because I can't talk anymore. I've been talking way too much already. All right, guys, don't forget to like the video. We have almost 800 people in the room. Shout out to TJ. Thank you for joining the channel. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. Join our texting community. This is one of the ways that I feel like we really have connected. And I love the tea that you guys send me. You're sharing me your opinions, sending me pictures. I love it. Join our texting community at TheKempire.com. Shout out to our followers on TikTok. We're like almost 200,000 followers there. Thank you. Let's get into these callers because I know you guys have opinions. I'm going to start with Danielle. All right, Danielle. Danielle's showing her face today.
I got something to say.
Oh, okay.
Let's start with the definition of joning and where it comes from.
Because I don't know.
Right, because you're not from the DMV. It's not a Black community thing. So whoever trained Candiace to say that trained her wrong.
Oh. Okay,
it's not a Black thing. Normally it's snaps. Most people know about the snaps. Mm-hmm. Growing up in the 70s, well, that's what my dad told me. Joning is the snaps. When people in the world of joning, if you have to go down to your mama, that means you have no more material left. That's supposed to be the last thing you use.
Yeah.
So for Candiace to keep using it, it means that she could not curate or corrate, whatever her little word is, orate. Anything else. She couldn't come up with anything else. So therefore she went to your mama. And for her to say it again on the reunion was dead wrong.
Yeah. Oh, someone else says, Angela says it's not a black thing. I do want to say thank you to Stanielle. Is this your Stan group right here? Stanielle West. You should have told them bye, wig. All right, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, so let me say this. It's a black thing in the DMV. It's just not a black thing.
Because I'm like, I'd never heard of that.
Right, because and you wouldn't, and I don't even know why would she. So whoever trained her, it must be someone from here, and they didn't train her properly. They should have said it's the DMV thing because everyone doesn't use the word joning. Right, it's called cracking or snapping. That's black culture right there, snapping and cracking.
I had a whole book called Snaps.
Yes,
and mama jokes.
Yep.
I'm gonna get it for the next live for Sunday. I'm gonna bring your mama jokes, and we're gonna throw all the mama jokes out.
But just when people are joning on the playground, by the time you get to your mom, that means you didn't talk about the roaches, the people on crackheads. You didn't talk about everything else. They stink. Your mama on welfare. Like by the time you get to your mom, it means you have no more material. That should be the last thing you get to, Candiace. It should never go to your mama. And your mama is normally fighting words.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So she wants to make it seem like
those are fighting words when you're young, like you're a kid.
Yes, because you're not supposed to talk about people's mama. It's like an unwritten rule from the childhood playground. So she's wrong. To your point, she's 30-something years old, taking it back to maybe her missed childhood that she didn't have.
Why do you think she didn't have a childhood?
Because she was too busy trying to please her mother. Her mother was trying to make her to be something that she ended up not being. It's all, she has mama drama.
Oh, because she also was a pageant girl.
Yeah, so therefore she missed her childhood on the playground.
Oh.
While the rest of us were outside playing double dutch and moving out the street when the cars were coming, she's out learning how to walk with a book on her head.
We're cracking the case.
Is it a case? But I do want to say this. I feel like everyone, and I know people are going to hate me for this, the whole Portia and Kenya thing, I feel like we can't compare that to Candiace and Monique.
Yeah.
Kenya literally had that cheerleader thing in the space. And yeah, the little wand thing too, because in the clips you can see Cynthia moving back when Kenya had that thing. If anyone puts something in our face, we're going to react. Yeah. And the problem with Candiace is she says stuff not knowing what people's triggers are, and she says the wrong thing and attacks someone's trigger, and it triggers them. You got to be careful, Scepter. Mm-hmm. You got to be careful. If you're bold enough to say these things, you have to be bold enough for the reaction that comes with it. Mm-hmm. You can't. It's just like when they say, be mindful of yelling at people in traffic. You don't know if that person in the next car has a gun or whatever they have. You don't know what they're saying.
You can't control people's reactions. You and I may not be physical in how we respond, but that doesn't mean someone else isn't.
I can't say I'm not. I'm working on that. Thank you.
Oh, well, I'm talking about me then. I'm talking about me.
I'm still a work in progress. But yeah, you don't know people's reaction, and Candiace takes it too far. And earlier, okay, so I was driving when you were talking earlier. So earlier you were saying how, like, comparing Ashley, the things that Ashley has said to what Candiace has said. Yeah. If we think about Ashley's for season 1, she was wrong for Googling Robin, coming back talking smack about the rumors. Like, if you're, and we know that she and Robin weren't friends. They met because of the show. But and honestly, Ashley did nothing that the rest of us wouldn't do. She Googled the people she's going to be working with. Mm-hmm. And then she went behind their back and talked about them.
She was messy. Ashley was messy.
But she didn't do anything wrong. All she did was Google and talk about it. She talked about it to her coworker. Hey, I Googled Robin and this is what I found. Ooh, by the way, I mean, she was shady with how she said, like, ooh, did you know I found out that they were bankrupt? So it was shady, but that's what we do. We Google people nowadays. That's just, it is what it is.
I don't Google people.
Oh.
Unless you're a celebrity, I'm not Googling you.
So, well, I feel like it.
That's me. I know I'm different. We're all different.
I totally agree with you. I just feel like if I was going into a reality show, I probably would Google the people I'm coming on the show with. So I'm
understand that.
Yeah, I can totally understand. I'm going to defend her on that one. To your point, I'm not just randomly Googling people until, like you said, unless you're a celebrity. But if I'm going on a show, I'm going to Google my castmates. She was so messy, Darren. But yeah, the joning thing.
Candiace, Google my dates. But I've heard people do that too. I've never Googled a date. And I have hiring managers that Google their candidates, and I have to stop them from doing that because you can't do that. Legally.
You But not only legally can't you do that, but then they want to make a judgment about their candidate that they've gotten off of Google. That's not fair. As long as they meet the criteria of what, and they haven't lied about their resume and lied on their application. I slap my managers on the hand all the time for that. You can't do that, but that's the world we live in. Google is fingertip accessible, and that's what people are doing.
Don't Google me. See, that's the thing. Now, if I go on a date, they can Google me now. They're going to see all my videos.
All these videos, you got all these likes and 50,000 followers. So say hi to your future date right now, because he's going to be watching soon.
He can be like, why are you on live at 10, 11 o'clock at night?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta pay those bills. All right. All right. Danielle, before I let you go.
No, that's it. I don't think Andy was quite wrong when he asked Candiace, how's it working for her? Candiace is not in a space to receive what everyone is saying. Giselle sat there and said it. And I think it's so messed up that all of them turned on Monique. They were so busy trying to get Monique out, and they're now using that story against Candiace, and I don't think it's fair. I don't think what Monique did was completely wrong. And I wish she would have stayed, but unfortunately it panned out the way it did, and that's how it's supposed to happen. So, but yeah, joning is a DMV thing. It's yeah, so that's it.
Wow. All right, Danielle, thank you so much for calling in. Bye. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, we have over 900 and something people watching. Shout out to everyone who's calling in. Again, just a reminder, the opinions of the callers are the opinions of the callers. They have chosen to call into my channel, and they do not represent myself or the Kempire LLC. Just a disclaimer. And let me put up my little thing. Hold on, y'all. Okay. And just a reminder, guys, don't forget to like the video. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your opinions. As I said to you before, let's not fight with each other. We don't know near one of these people. And if you do, go fight with them. All right. Judgy Justice, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Judgy Justice?
Hey, nothing much. Just finished blow drying my hair, so it looks crazy.
Friday night.
Trying to get ready for Saturday so I can sit in the chair. But I wanted to I know, like, if we stick on the issue of just like what happened in the reunion clip, I don't see how Andy is wrong for putting that pressure on her. But just seeing it back right after we just saw the way he treated Erica, who called people "see you next Tuesdays," yelling curse words, profanity. Yeah. There wasn't the same energy, because why didn't he ask her, why do you think how did your attitude get you so far with your friends here on the stage? Or why do you think, with that attitude, do you blame Tom for leaving you or having those many mistresses?
Oh,
I mean, he could have went tougher on her. Then if this is what's in you, then that should be about it. I don't feel it's fair to use the, last year's season on her. And I don't really agree with everyone's, shock of her saying "yo mama" again in this instance, because me as a fan, because what should have happened was that, why did you say it? Like, it should have been like, Andy should have been like, wait, I remember those words. You watched last season and you remember her saying those words exactly, so you're using them against her?
No.
Like, that should have been that mediating moment, not trying to take sides and trying to chase clout online for getting after Candiace, because people don't like Candiace at this time. And people are not too fan of you, housewife Andy, either.
Damn.
So I just can't, it's hard for me to take it just in that synopsis of like, okay, Candiace is wrong for this. And I feel like also Giselle's backhanded comment about, if Mia would have done this and that. I'm like, ma'am, what if Mia did that? You probably would have been paranoid and all this other stuff if Mia attacked someone, because you guys get frightened when people are even trying to talk to you, Giselle, or if they don't want to talk to you.
I do wonder what Giselle's response would have been if Mia did give her the same energy that Monique gave her last season. I wonder. I really do wonder.
What was she done? You gonna laugh? You gonna cheer? You gonna pop a bottle of champagne because Candiace got hit upside the head? Like, it's not, and then it's like she's putting herself back in the middle of these physical altercations, because again, she was in the middle of Candiace and Ashley at the table. She was in the middle of Monique and Candiace at the wherever they were at winery.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't keep trying to sell this to us that this is something else to do with what is going on at hand, because there's been a lot of things that people have said to Giselle, and Giselle did not have the same energy, nor did she reply. And then and the fact that like they're rehashing all this, I don't feel it's fair to like the story in a sense. I think it needs to be a little bit more progressive in the sense than just keep rehashing all of these. Well, she said in the confessional this 7 months ago. I know that's what we come for the reunions, but also part of the reunion should be like, what are you working on now? What do we have to look forward to in the next season? Because like, with Beverly Hills, I have nothing to look forward to next season.
All right, Justice, I appreciate you calling in, but we have a full backstage.
Hey, you have nowhere to go. You ain't got no boo.
Goodbye. You know what, Phaedra? Goodbye. All right, Tally Girl, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me shimmy. Tally Girl says, where was this energy when Nene called Claudia a half-breed? When Phaedra made fun of Cynthia's fibroids. The South Africa rumors. It was the South African rumors, right? That was fun shade. There's no belt to below. Damn, you got good points there, Tally Girl. Look, that's what I'm saying. I appreciate everyone sharing their opinions. Cookie, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, I'm so sick and tired of these mad batches acting like this show is colorist because Monique got fired. Well, Monique didn't get fired. Monique chose to walk away. Andy likes Monique. I still stand behind there is a level of colorism on this show. I don't think it's the same thing in regards to Candiace's situation, but that's a larger conversation. All right. Amy, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Amy?
Hey. Okay, so.
What's going on?
I actually was on Candiace's side when Monique attacked her. And the reason why, like, when people was like, oh, her mouth was too slick. And I was like, I can see a, like, quick smack or, a quick jab. But Monique did drag, pop, drag. And then she went into psychosis and no one could pull her off. She couldn't even respond to her own name. And I was like, that's wrong. So, but I was still like, Candiace didn't deserve that. The difference between Candiace and Monique and Mia and Candiace is Candiace had a slick mouth, which is normal. When I stopped siding with her is when she took that lettuce and threw it. Now, this is where I believe everyone's saying, had Mia turned around and popped her, it would have been well deserved, because now you took it to the next level. It wasn't just Candiace's words. Candiace got physical. She took some lettuce. She said, I flung a piece of lettuce. No. That was wrong. You guys were across the table from each other, arguing, using words. You escalated it. Now, for me, had she escalated it, but like she threw the salad back and Candiace threw more salad. She doesn't know when to stop. That's when I said she goes too far. She goes way too far, and she needs to be stopped. And it starts with her words. Yeah. As much as she tries to say, I use my words, I'm an orator, and I'm just saying, and no one can compete with me. I'm like, that's not what's going on, Candiace. You escalate. Yeah. You escalate. Monique last season went to the extreme with your escalations because you guys were flipping each other's hair. You were going back and forth. And then finally it just sizzled. It popped off the grease popped off the pan.
Yeah.
You went too far with Mia. Mia actually was walking away.
Yeah.
That's where I have an issue. So
we can't forget, even after the whole salad toss, there was the whole moving of things on the island, which is a threatening action as well.
Yeah, I even agree with Candiace when the whole butter knife thing, because she asked you to leave her home. I was like, Candiace didn't do anything. She asked you to leave, and you stayed in her house, and she would have beat you up. She had every right to. And people are like, oh, you threatened her with a butter knife. She told that girl to leave 5 or 6 times. And I like Ashley. Don't get it twisted. But if she asks you to leave, leave. But this
They're also filming a show. If the producers haven't asked her to leave.
Yes, but if somebody tell you fuming or not, it's like a person that rides an Uber. But they tell you get out their car, that's their damn car at that moment. So if she tell you get out of her house, that's her damn house, even if the cast is up in there. I'm just saying, with the situation with Candiace this season, I don't think I don't think it's colorism. It's Candiace. And I think that's what Andy was asking her. How is it working for you? Every time you spar with people, it escalates. That's what I got from it. And I didn't see anything wrong with him asking that question. People saying that he's like going way too far. No, with her particular pattern, when she uses her words, it always escalates.
Yeah.
And to the point of this season, she actually got physical herself. So I don't know.
I just want to read this this super chat. Thank you so much, Adrian, for the super chat. She could have deaded the situation with me by saying your plastic surgery is low budget and your foundation looks like casting. No need to mention Mama. She's not the wordsmith she thinks she is. No. I agree about that. The whole thing that she thinks that she's a wordsmith. I'm like, wait a second.
No, none of them are. The only one I feel like who has the best reads is Karen. Wendy's too emotional, and she goes way under the boat where she's talking about grabbing and dragging people. The same thing with Candiace. Candiace acts like she can use her words, but then she quickly resorts to petty jabs and taking little food salads and throwing stuff across the table. That is a kid behavior. So she's not the best at it. And that's what I have issues with. And I like Candiace. But this particular season, this particular situation, she was wrong. And we can't keep on giving her excuses. She's wrong. It's not colorism. It's Candiace.
Damn. All right, Amy. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing.
Okay, have a nice night.
Bye. All right, guys. For those that are backstage, once you've made your opinion, please just hang up so that other people can call in. I'm going to drop the call-in link again. We have a full backstage, but I just want to drop it, and then I'm going to pin it on the YouTube. Hold on one second, guys. Let me just do that back here. All right. All right. And if you just joined us, of course, we're talking about a sneak peek into the Real Housewives of Potomac season 6 reunion has been available online. A few sneak peeks. So you know it's a 4-part reunion. We're going to start recapping it. You know we do it every Sunday after the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. We'll be at 9:30 p.m. Eastern here on the channel. So subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the content here on the channel. All right, so let me get into this. I'm going to bring up Nia. What's going on, Nia?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you? Long time no speak.
Yeah, school, you know. So
understand.
midterms, I had to get that out the way. So what can I say about Candiace? I do agree with the previous callers. This isn't a colorism thing. I think she's using what's happening to Wendy to also egg off of that. Because Candiace, her words do hurt. What I don't get is there's this constant thing with people saying you could say anything, but people shouldn't, you know, react in a certain way. Words hurt. You have to be careful what you say to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's even like when you're at a job. Just because you feel some type of way don't mean you can say everything you want to say. You understand what I'm saying? And like, I just can't, like, there's times where I'm upset. You understand what I'm saying? But I know that if I say this, it's going to bring it to another level. She knows that. You understand what I'm saying? Last year, I seen that in her, the inner child that never got her trauma corrected or going to therapy, it's continued to creep out. And with this reality TV, it's either going to help her or destruct her. And I see that coming, and it's very scary for me. Wow. Because these things that these people are saying shouldn't make you react like this. There's no reason Candiace should have reacted that way to Mia. I get it. In the beginning, when she was at the party and she said those things to her, Mia deserved it, okay? But when you keep on being insistent, like Dorit would say, now that's what we'll call now being a bully. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're constantly nagging at it and you're constantly bringing up the situation after you, there's a deeper meaning to that. And I always believe when people do that, they have something deep down inside, like they have to fix. And it's like, I like Candiace at times. I like how when she says certain things, it could be funny. She could be a real
I
person.
agree. I've said that too.
But then when she gets dark, it's like, it's so hard to watch, and it makes me so uncomfortable because I see the hurt. One thing I do notice is this. I do watch many different YouTubers and who also, side with Candiace. One of those YouTubers' name is Ronnie the Voice. Everything that he has said about Candiace and which he agrees with her about, she just recited it in that section. So that's what I noticed. I was like, because I watch his videos and I listen to him, and he says, Mia started it, so what Candiace is doing is reacting to it, and we always want to start at what Candiace say, never what nobody else says. And I get that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he also believes that like you can't tell somebody how to react. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, and she also has reached out to him, like the couple of his pics, and told him that she likes him. You know what I'm saying? So yes, these people are watching YouTube.
They are.
They're watching
look,
people.
I also said this about Candiace from last season. I felt like she started bringing up the colorism issue after Wendy brought it up, because she was on the show how many times before, and people were talking about her behavior, and she never brought that up. And now she's sort of leaning into that on social media and on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Because all of a sudden, this was never a question before. At some point, she would try to take accountability for the things she has said. But since the heightening of like social media and the popularity of Potomac has rise, you can see in her head, she has been listening to more and more people that has been siding with her, more than people who are giving her constructive criticism, because it's seen as being haters. You know what I'm saying? She's not looking at it as a place from love. So that's what I noticed. And so when I heard her saying that, I was like, oh, she's just repeating basically whatever Rodney is saying to basically prove her point that she is correct. And I feel like Candiace is that type of person. If one person says she's correct, then that's good for her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all in all, I wish her the best. But one thing I will say about Giselle, I don't think Giselle has ever been afraid of fights. I think she probably been in a couple of them with Jamal's side chicks, if we're just going to be honest. Like, she lived in the DMV. He had side chicks. You don't think at some point Giselle had to roll up on somebody and let them know what's going on? Like, come on. The security guard, she did not like Monique. She told Monique when she had a chance she was going to get at her, and that's what she did. She got at her, and that's just that.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. You have a good night.
Good luck with school and everything.
Thank you.
Bye. Asada, thank you so much for the super chat. Shimmy. Asada says, Kempire, Miss Mariah are married to medicine. I wish she can return back to the show. I'm also curious about basketball wives when it comes out. Look, I think everybody wants Mariah to come back, but I don't know what's going on with that legal situation. We shall see. She was great for TV. I wouldn't mind her coming back. I kind of want her to come back. Last season was good, but could have been better. All right, let me get through some of these callers. We have a full backstage, so I want to get to these callers. Curvy Jersey, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Curvy Jersey?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm here on a Friday night.
I know. We are too, and we love it. It.
Look, at least I'm not alone.
Yes. I hope everyone is doing well and loved. Also get elderberry for your throat. It works. Elderberry.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Put down.
So I'm gonna start by saying, stick and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Many times we heard that when we were kids, and we will just, our guidance counselors or our teachers would tell us that, and then just pretty much just suck it up and keep it moving. However, those names, those words, those treatments, it stays with us as we grow up. And this is the issue that I see with Candiace. Candiace has a problem with emotional regulation, meaning that when she gets angry, the smallest things can trigger her to a point that she just goes off. Yeah. And she stays in that dark place. Like she made a comment on the Real, like, if you come to my door, I'm gonna make sure you, something to to the paraphrasing, but she said something about if you come to my step or to my door, then you get what you get, something like that. And to me, certain things don't warrant that type of response. If it's a light shade, it's a light shade back. But if something like your mama, you don't have to go that dark or that go there when it's something so light. So case in point, Real Housewives of Atlanta, when they were doing their their Bravo peaks and all those things like that, Kenya mentioned that they have an agreement where before they do the reunion, they will make sure not to say certain words or go certain places with people, all because it's the reunion. And I think they called it May Day or Angry Day or something like that. I bring this up to suggest that the Potomac ladies need to have an agreement as well. Like there's certain things that I wish for you not to talk about, or to when we have our shade moments, I prefer that you do not bring this up. And for Mia, that trigger is her mother. Now, let's say you didn't know about her mother before you made that comment. You guys had a powwow and came into an agreement and had a bonding moment on the boat. So for you to say your mama again, Candiace, to me, I just felt like that was a low blow, especially when you're talking about someone's mother who is battling addiction. By day, I work in the school system. I work with behavioral children, and they fight all the time. But one of the rules that I have for them is you can crack on each other all day, every day. If that's what y'all want to do, that's what y'all want to do. But you will not talk about someone's parents. And the reason why, because many of them do not have a mother or a father or both. So if you bring up your mother or your father while you're having a cracking session or a joning session, it can easily turn into a fight. So when Giselle said, oh, if Mia would have came up and clocked you about that, I wouldn't see no problem with that. And it's because we know as a cultural nuance, like you don't bring up your mother because, that's something that's sacred. Yeah. And I completely agree with what Danielle was saying earlier, that Candiace ran out of things to say. That's why she said your mama. She's trying to say, oh, it's something in the Black community that we do that. Yeah, we do that in the Black community, but we don't say your mama. We do your mama jokes, but it's something that's agreed upon between two parties. It's not something that's just one person saying it and another person just receiving it. So, I mean, Candiace needs some help. She really does need therapy, and she really needs a true therapist that can go to the gutter with her. Not her mother. I need someone that...
I'm about to say her mom is a therapist.
Yeah, but I think her mother's her trigger too. Her mother's her trigger. Yeah. And so she got to go somewhere else with that. And another comment I want to suggest, or something also to bring up, is the fact that Andy is at fault here in a sense in regarding to this whole setup. Andy failed to protect Kenya during that reunion with Portia. She knew, for instance, Andy knew that Kenya had that bullhorn. Andy should have said to Kenya, can you please remove the bullhorn? But no, he decided to use that as a way to increase ratings, to increase friction, and he did not know how Portia would respond. No. Then also to that with Portia, and I was Team Portia until recently, she did receive a consequence for her behaviors, but it's also sad to see that she got into another fight with Candy's assistant, and then she got on a fight we see in a preview for her new show. Yeah, so it's like, okay, so Bravo, it seems like you're kind of rewarding negative behavior, rewarding the Teresa Judas type of behavior. So, pick a side, Bravo. Pick a side, Andy. What do you want? What is the limit? What is the belt for these ladies to say as well as what to do? And I think that was all. I hit all my points. And also,
okay, Kirby Jersey. I love it.
I'm sorry, but one thing, Kempire, I'm sorry. The last thing I want to say is about colorism. It is colorism on the show.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because we did not have the same smoke or energy when Robin put her hands in Ashley's face in the club. She put her her index finger and her other finger in her face.
Yep.
We did not say anything about Robin when she confronted Monique outside of the club, where Monique had to pull up her umbrella to Robin and say, Robin, you better get out my face.
Yeah.
So that is colorism. If you want to call out Candiace or call out Monique, well, call out Candiace, because Monique was justifying it a little bit, but call out Candiace, but you do not call out Robin for past behaviors. That's colorism.
No. Curvy Jersey, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kempire. Have a good one.
You too. Guys, if you're just joining us, of course, we are talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion sneak peek that we got. A lot of people are up in arms. A lot of people are giving Andy Cohen a backlash, rightfully so, in a lot of ways. But a lot of people are still split on this debate when it comes to Candiace Dillard Bassett and her R rating. Honestly, that's what she calls it during the reunion. I'm going to call it that, at least for the reunion the next couple of weeks. All right. Let me get to the callers. You guys, if you are just joining us, we have almost 1,000 people in the chat. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. If you'd like to become a member of the channel because you're getting daily and consistent content here, head on over to TheKempire.com. And of course, join our texting community where you get exclusive tea, notifications, and so much more there. Okay. Jen, I'm going to bring you up. Or Gen?
Hey, Kempire. Yeah, it's Jen.
Oh, Jen. What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
So with the Andy situation, I think the main issue is that what he was saying was correct. It's just that it was coming from the wrong person. We need him to have this energy across the board in the franchise. Yeah, I think that's the main issue that everybody had, because throughout the season on Twitter, everybody was echoing what he was saying. It's just that we don't want to hear it from him particularly. Especially with the terrible job he did with Beverly Hills just the other week. And as there's also a double standard in that other housewives have. For example, Bethany, I remember a while back when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she was talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta and saying that they don't know how to articulate themselves and they just pull each other's weaves or something like that to that effect. Which, yeah, I think that's just carried throughout the franchise, where they have this stigma of Real Housewives of Atlanta and now carried through to Potomac.
Or even just this week with what Erica said during the reunion about, it would just be a conversation in Potomac, or it'd be just a conversation in Atlanta. Everyone was sort of, and she just threw in New York in there, but the first two were the Black cities that she had pointed out.
Exactly. I think they all carried that sentiment throughout the franchise about the other two. And my other point with Ashley being compared to Candiace, I think Ashley was really similar to Candiace in the earlier season, but she's been humbled by Michael recently throughout the later seasons. But the earlier seasons, I think she was just as bad or even worse than Candiace, particularly when she went at Katie, because she knew the behind. For example, now Candiace is saying she doesn't know what was going on with her mother, but Ashley was well aware of what was going on between Katie and her children, and she went there. Yeah, so I think that's the exact same. Ashley is just as bad as Candiace, and that is colorism that comes into effect. And they didn't get to touch on that in that reunion because Katie didn't come to the reunion, but I wish she was able to make it.
Yeah.
And with going with mothers, this is not a new thing. I'm not team Candiace, but this is not a new thing. With Real Housewives of Atlanta, when Marlo and the other ladies, I think Nene or even Phaedra even went at Kenya for her relationship with her mother. And with that, I think the difference is that Kenya's a good opponent. These other ladies on Real Housewives of Potomac, it's not just Giselle. I think a lot of them do shut down when they are in the wrong or when they're being read. Yeah. But Kenya is... She makes a good villain because she will go toe to toe with these ladies, and that makes it interesting to watch. And you don't feel that awkward tension, and it doesn't feel that bad when they're going at her because she can handle herself. But with Potomac, I don't see them they just completely shut down. It's not just Giselle that I see.
Jen, I appreciate you calling in.
No worries. I got my 3 points in. It was lovely to call in.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Australia.
Oh, I love it. What time is it in Australia right now?
It's Saturday now. It's 2:40 p.m.
God. Jen, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
No worries. Have a nice day.
Bye. And I keep forgetting to ask everybody when they call in where they're calling from. So, guys, those that have called in, let me know who you are and where you're calling from. And I have a feeling I think I know who this is. Where's your Kleenex? I'm bringing you up.
Hey, Kempire. How you doing?
And I know you're not going to tell me where you're calling from because apparently you are on the run.
I'm on the run. I can't be having my identity out there like that. But in regards to this clip, Candiace, honestly, I fear for her well-being because I feel like they're going to add that one housewife who may get hold of her and like turn her every which way but loose. And then it's going to be a problem and they might have to end this show because that mouth on her. And I have the same problem too, but I've learned to like dial it down. And I know when to walk away or what I need to say to kind of just kill it and dead it. And I feel like Candiace does not have that wordsmith mentality or that orating skill that she claims to have.
Yeah.
If she has to constantly, hit below the belt, and they all do. I'm not saying Candiace is the only one, but it's just for me, it's kind of just like, ooh, you kind of just go a little too dark, and it's like, okay, you need a timeout. And as far as Andy, commenting on Candiace's behavior, I feel like it's a reunion too late. I feel like that should have been brought up last year, especially when your own executive producers produced the receipts showing how the incident played out, and they actually proved what Monique was saying. Granted, yes, physical violence is not correct, but if anyone pushes us in any direction, any of us have the capability of popping off, especially when someone is coming to us with that energy. And the reason why I chose Iyanla Vanzant as my picture is she always said, if it's in your life, it's there by energetic invitation. So I just find it very interesting that Candiace keeps finding herself in situations where things either get physical or they are very at the tipping point of getting physical. So I just hope that
with some words of wisdom.
Yes, because honestly, I feel like Iyanla is the person she needs to see, because Iyanla will get in her behind and tell her the real situation, have a crime with like about 20 million boxes of Kleenex. But I feel like she might be able to break through. But honestly, I feel like if Candiace does not can get control of her mouth, it's going to end up costing her, and it's going to be like serious.
Well, mystery man, where's your Kleenex, beloved? I appreciate you calling in.
All right, thanks, Kempire. Have a good night, everyone.
You too. That was a word. Guys, I just literally realized we are 9 subscribers away from 50,000. So for the 1,000 people that are watching, I know that not all of you are subscribers. So subscribe, because here on the channel, you're not just getting hot topics, you're getting everything in pop culture, including live broadcasts like this one on a daily, consistently basis. So subscribe. The numbers going up. I think we might, before the end of this live, we're going to hit 50,000. Shout out to all of our subscribers. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Shout out to my TikTok. I appreciate you guys always being here and supporting. We got almost 200,000 there as well. All right, let me get to these calls because there's a long line. All right. Okay, Mocha Rain, I'm going to bring you up. Mocha Rain, where are you?
Hi, Kempire, calling from Australia.
Oh, what's going on?
Nothing much. Enjoying the show as always. Hope you get to the 50K. Is it 50K?
50K almost.
Yep. Hopefully, let's get there. I just want to say, firstly, Bravo needs to do better. Just in general, like, again, the whole Erica thing, really, like, can't call her out for all the stuff she was saying and how she's treating people, but you can do that to other people on other franchises, colored people at that. I mean, really, come on, like. And as for Candiace, I think, like a lot of callers have said, she's obviously got, like, I don't know, from a viewer's perspective, it seems like she has a lot of demons and trauma to deal with from childhood. And if she does, then address it and work on it, because we are responsible for how we react and how we answer other people. You can't blame someone for how you choose to react.
No.
And it's not fair, and it's never going to be fair for us, people of color, but that's the position we've also been put into as well, where we are made to feel like we can't speak on certain things or say it a certain way. And I think a lot of Candiace's thing is like, she probably does have the right words to say, but she's so frustrated and angry at the time. I don't think she's actually getting her point across the way she is probably thinking she is in her mind, or at least that's how I feel like when I watch her. I do agree, like Ashley at the beginning, she was very much like Candiace, but I think it's stupid to compare them also because they're clearly two different people. So that's not fair on Candiace to be like, well, blah, 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 Ashley, like, or Ashley, this is better in her defense and blah, blah, blah. Like, that isn't right. And I agree with you in the sense of violence is never the answer, and violence in general, like, okay, yeah, if someone's coming at you with their words, then be quick, be smart back, and get them back with your words. The best thing you can do towards bullies or anything like that is to tear them down with your words and with how you view them as a person.
Yeah.
Like, that is the best way to get someone, because they can't, if you really get someone like that, they can't say nothing. But if you're attacking their parents or their kids or what they look like, I mean, that's easy low shots.
Yeah.
Like, if you're attacking a person based on their personality, that's going to cut deep for days. So, I mean, I'm kind of like down with Jason in the sense of like, you want to like Candiace, but then she does stuff and you're like, really? Like, do better. And I think she can. It's just whatever it is that's hurting her, she needs to just push through it. And
or go to therapy.
yeah, and even that, like, yes, her mum is a therapist, but like, you wouldn't go see your parent if they're a therapist because they're the one who gave you the issues in the first place.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's silly. Like, and I think from my perspective, I think Chris tries. I think he tries to understand Candiace, and I think a lot of the time he's not, at least to me, it looks like he's trying to protect her from saying things that she can't take back. Because that's the other thing. When you're saying nasty things to people in the moment, you can't take that back. That's like saying to somebody, oh God, I wish you die. And then they do. And then you're like, oh my God, why did I say that? Like,
which
I
is
can never.
exactly what happened in this particular case.
Exactly. And like, as for her and Monique, like you said, it's been long. Like, it's been a long, drawn out process. Things should have been handled at that specific reunion. And like, yeah, if someone's coming up and into your face, like, you're obviously going to react, but you don't. But at the same time, in a lot of ways, I feel like Monique could have probably walked away. Like, that's always your choice. Like I said, it's your choice to get up and walk away from a bad situation. You don't have to sit there and take it.
No.
So that's just my opinion. And like, yeah, apologies to anyone who doesn't agree. I just think people can do better.
That's why we allow you guys to call in. Not everyone's going to agree with you guys. There's no need to apologize. That is your opinion, and I appreciate you calling in, Mocha.
And can I just say, in life, like, everyone's growth pattern is different, and everyone has a different process in figuring out who they are. And maybe for Candiace, she just doesn't know who she is yet. Like, she's still trying to figure that out. Like, at least that's the feeling I get. But yeah, like, I hope that she gets there for her own sake, because there's nothing like not understanding yourself and being true to who you are as a person and knowing that you can defend yourself without putting hands on somebody else or hurting someone so badly that you can't take it back. So yeah.
It's true. Mocha, thank you so much for calling
Yeah,
in.
thank you, Kempire. Have a great night.
You too. Bye. All right. I do want to say this. First of all, thank you, Data, because Data's from New Zealand. Yes, we say colored people, ethnic people. We different, y'all. So I know a lot of people were triggered by something that she said, but we have to remember different cultures use different terminology. Okay. I do want to say thank you, Nia, so much for the super chat. Shimmy. Those are some hard-earned college dollars right here. Thank you so much, Nia. Sometimes people repeat generational curses and don't realize it. Dorothy doesn't recognize or try to acknowledge what she did wrong to Candiace. As a result, Candiace does it as well, and that's why she can't acknowledge it. Thank you so much, Nia, for the super chat. I do want to say, guys, guess what? Guess what? Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Boom. Oh, wait. Oh, Look what we did together, y'all. We hit 50,000 subscribers live. We hit 50,000 subscribers. If you've been following the channel, you know that this was a it was a journey, y'all. There's been drama. There's been ups and downs. There have been fights. There are people that have come and gone. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. But it's also been a lot of hard work. As you know, we announced earlier this month, well, last month, that I quit my corporate job and devoted my entire life to building what we are building here. The Kempire. You guys are a part of it. Thank you so much for supporting. Road to 100,000. You think we can do it before the end of 2021? It's November. Anything is possible. As Elijah said in the song at the top of this show, anything is possible. Shout out to my moderator. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Shout out to everyone that supports the channel. And shout out to the people that even hating. It's okay. It's okay. I understand. I would hate me too. No. Alon, thank you so much for the super chat. Congratulations. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, drop your crowns and elephants in the chat. We are just beginning. We are just beginning. There's so much more to come, so much more that we're going to do here on the channel. And that includes giving back. Don't forget, this month, we have decided for our fundraiser. We started doing this back when the earthquake happened in Haiti, and we raised over $5,000. Every month since then, we have chosen a charity to raise funds for. This month, in honor of National Native American Heritage Month, we are raising money for First Nations organization. We are almost at our goal. Let's get to our goal and beyond. So thank you to everyone that's donated, and thank you to everyone that supports and follows the channel. All right, let me get back to this. Thank you so much, Ashley, for the super sticker. Appreciate you so much. Shout out to everyone. Yes, drop those crowns and elephants. I can't do this without my moderators or my subscribers. So let me get to the callers. Jessica, you are up. And thank you to everyone backstage that have been waiting so patiently. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's going on, Jessica?
Hi, Kempire.
How are you?
So, congratulations on the over 50,000. I've been here since you were at 36,000, so that was like a year or so back. Anyway, Candiace, she really just has issues. Like you need to go to therapy and work that out. Like you can't just attack people. Just you can't do that. Like you can use your words and be an adult. I know if I get into a disagreement with people and it usually gets heated, I just walk away. I'm grown enough. I'm 36. I can do that. Why can't you? Seriously. It's just ridiculous. All right, Kempire. Have a good night. Congratulations again on the 50,000. And I'm still always going to be here forever.
Thank you so much. Jessica, I thought you had more to say.
I love you.
I was giving you some room to say what you had to say, but you waited so patiently just to say that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Sheila, thank you so much for the super chat. I also saw, did I see RJ in here? There goes RJ. What's going on, RJ? Thank you so much for the super for the crown. I appreciate it. Shout out to everyone that's backstage. All right, let's get to these callers. the New York something. I can't read the full thing, but I'm gonna bring you up. What's going on?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, I am one of the rare people that actually understand Candice's side. Not saying that she's always right because she does go low, but I don't understand that when that is the whole premise of the show, to talk crap to each other, because none of these women would really be friends in real life, that she is held to a different standard than the rest of the ladies. I mean, Giselle has talked about Ray's penis. She's talked about their taxes. She's talked about the fact that, Ray was out here probably cheating on Karen. Karen told Giselle this season that she had a hot box. I mean, that's pretty bad. And everyone wants to put it on Candiace when for most of the season this year, she was really calm until everything kind of blew up with Mia. And I feel like they bait her because a lot of people don't have storylines, and she just constantly falls for it and argues back when she should just pay them dust, especially Ashley, because she has like absolutely no storyline, and she sits there and just constantly bothers and comes at Candiace. Now, I do believe that Candiace does go low at times, but I feel like for her to be held to a different standard than everybody else is not fair. And honestly, the fans or like the new subscribers to the show are worse than Candiace. Like the things that they tweet to her after a show are horrendous. So I just don't understand all these people calling her bullies, but then go on social media and bully her and constantly say that she needs to get dragged again. Because if that's the case, Monique should have dragged Giselle. Giselle was the one who was trying to bring up a rumor that her kid wasn't her husband's to the show. Also, wasn't it Ashley that insinuated she was doing something illegal, like driving while intoxicated? And like that was a reason why she had a miscarriage. To me, that
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that she should have been the one that got dragged by Monique, not Candiace. But it seems like to me, Ashley uses her kids as pawns and as shields. That's why she took that big old picture with her to Williamsburg or wherever they went, because she uses her kids as shields so she can be messy, and then she can fall behind the shield of I'm a mom or this is my kid, because she has said some of the worst things. We can't forget what she said to Katie when she knew Katie was dealing with mental health. She said so many different things, like even the Alzheimer's. People are sitting on Twitter and defending her husband who has sexually assaulted people, and they don't see anything wrong with that, but they see a problem with Candiace saying that, this is white privilege. And as far as Andy, I wouldn't have a problem with anybody holding Candiace's foot to the fire, but let's all take off the rose-colored glasses and see that every person here says really, really shady things. So it starts to come off as if you're trying to humble the brown skin girl. That's what it's starting to feel like for me. And I feel like because they keep trying to humble Candiace and make her apologize when no one is really offering an apology to her, is making her stand even harder in her position, because she apologized to Mia, but then before we even saw that episode, Mia started crap with her on Twitter and insinuated that her husband wanted to, toss her salad. They come at her. They come at her finances. They come at her mom. They come at her marriage. They come at her all the time. But then when she responds, it's a problem. Do I think she should give them dust? Absolutely, because then a lot of people like Ashley wouldn't have anything to talk about throughout the whole season. But I do believe that it's starting to become like almost like a bully situation where it's especially Giselle, where they need to humble her. And I think the only reason why Giselle is backing up Mia is because she sees Mia as being a pawn that she can use in later seasons. So she's defending her now the same way she did Candiace last year when she really didn't like Monique. Now it's Candiace's turn, so she's going to jump on Mia because Mia's going to defend her, because Mia just hops around with everybody.
Well, that part. All right, I appreciate you calling it. I just have to get to all the callers. I appreciate you though.
No problem.
Really
Congratulations on your 50K.
I'm like, oh, I need to watch out now. Okay. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. I do want to say thank you. First of all, Data, I missed your super chat. I don't know how I missed it, but thank you so much for the super chat. As I said to you before, Data literally is a day one. He says $50 for 50K. Congrats, Kemp. Well, not okay, $50 NZ dollars. There we go. Congrats, Kemp. So proud of you. Thank you so much, Data. And thank you to O'Rourke Cat Chronicles. Congratulations, Kempire. It's Camille, and I'm enjoying the show and drinking my Blackberry Steel Reserve. Much success. Your boo is on his way. Oh my goodness. I'm not worried about a boo. I know I joke about it here, y'all, but I'm not worried. Me being single is by choice. I could be out on a date right now. All right? Just saying. Do not feel pity for me. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. I agree. They all can get grimy. The difference is Candiace does not own it. Instead, she pulls out the infamous Kleenex and starts crying. I know. I already knew that this was going to be a very impassioned conversation. I want to get to all the callers. Callers, I have to give you a time limit because in order for me to get to everyone and not be here for the rest of the night, I'm not made to stay on live for 4 or 5 hours. I'm not. Especially because I have a sore throat and I will not have a voice tomorrow. All right. Unibo, I'm going to bring you up. Did I pronounce that correctly?
It's Boo.
Wait, say again?
Uniboo.
Uniboo. What's going on? Where are you calling from?
New York.
Well, all right. New York, stand up.
Yeah. New York all day. Okay, so my thought is I am one of the people that like Candiace, but just because I like Candiace doesn't mean I'm gonna overlook certain things that she does.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she is so easy to be manipulated, so easy to get a reaction out of it. Sometimes I just want to shake her like, stop giving a reaction. You know they're going, because I'm like, they know your mouth. They know you go low below the boat. They're going to trigger you because you're so easy to trigger, to manipulate, because you didn't really need to have like a no. You didn't really have to like go below that belt. And the thing is with me is like, I don't mind. People say that, well, they're on the show, they pay to talk and go back at each other. But for me, it's like, that's true. But also, this is a reality show. In reality, some people are not going to sit there and talk to you back and forth. Some of us was enraged just to talk.
Yeah.
Some of us just say one word and you keep going, it's just, they're going to hate you. Like, you have to know, not all of us was raised the same way. Some of us raised with just talking.
Mm-hmm.
Other of us, we have to fight.
Yeah.
So know who you're talking to. And if you have a mouth like that, make sure you know how to windmill, or at least know how to fight.
Not windmill.
I mean, find a way to defend yourself.
I can't.
Like, like the fight, like she was so like pressed about keeping her weave on, she didn't even defend herself. I was like, girl, the weave can go, but that was some good glue though. But the weave can go, like, start windmilling or something. But the thing is, like, with her, it's like, yeah, you got a mouth. I feel like you raised in those uppity white classes. So it's like, yeah, you can talk. But I don't think they're going to fight you because that's that culture. But once you outside that culture, there's other people from different form of life that's going to see, you're going to meet. And they're not about that talking stuff. And you're grown enough to know certain things I might say, I might get popped. So let me get ready. You can't just talk and be like, well, I can say whatever I want to say. True. Be ready for the consequences too.
It's true.
But that's mine.
Unibo, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. I'm trying to stick with the timer, y'all. I want to say thank you to Alex for the super chat. Thank you, Cami, for the super chat. New sub. Candiace is emotionally immature, but very calculating. Her mouth is reckless because she'll sue. No hands, barks loud, then grabs a tissue. You know what I love, though? Everyone that's calling in is being respectful with their opinions, no matter if it's one way or the other. And that's what I love about this growing channel. If you're just joining us, we hit 50,000 subscribers here on the channel. The road to 100. Look, so often we're already thinking about the next goal. So let's tonight just enjoy the fact that we hit 50,000 subscribers, loyal people that are here to be a part of the conversation and get your pop culture news. Everything in pop culture. It's not just reality TV here. We're covering everything in pop culture, including the Zayn Malik story, the Wendy Williams story, the Kanye West story. If you missed any of that, you're getting all that here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel on a daily basis. All right. All right. All right. Miss Jania, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Miss Jania?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I used to love the Housewife franchises. And I think I pretty much watched all except when they started it to expand too much. It just got out of hand. But as far as Candiace goes, I don't understand why everyone, and when I say everyone, I mean everyone, the ones on the show and the viewers, are not viewing this in the proper context. This is a show that, you know, I'm sure anyone that comes on the show is looking to secure their spot. How do they secure their spot? They have to play up any and everything they can. They have to be super dramatic. Everything is heightened. So I liken Candiace to how Portia was when she first got on the show. Everything was she was highly susceptible to what's her name? Oh God, I can't remember, but I don't like her. What's her? The one that I don't like, the villain on Atlanta, Kenya.
Okay.
Good God,
I was-
yes.
Like the villain. Is this charade you're playing right now?
No, Kenya. For the early on, Portia would fall victim to any and everything Kenya said. And until she got proper perspective, this is the way I'm going to make my money. And thereafter, she laughed at Kenya. Moreover, she was able to get to Kenya. And I think I would have thought that Candiace would have been able to bounce back in one season, but evidently it's taking her longer to find a proper groove to where she can make her quips just as everyone else and keep it moving. Do not get to a point where, you know, it's being antagonistic to invite or provoke aggression. There's no need for all of that. Everybody's making money. Let's laugh, kiki. And the one thing I do not like about a lot of there's only two, the shows that have African Americans, I don't like this. Low budget. It's like they don't put in a lot of stock. Bravo, I mean. It's highly noticeable that they don't value, even though they're bringing more viewership than the other shows, that they don't value them or give them the same value as the others. I believe they let women come on the show that aren't necessarily as wealthy as they proclaim to be. And then it's found out, i.e. Sharice, that was, I believe, one of the main reasons why they let her go, because it was highly noticeable, even maybe the first couple episodes. She wasn't married, or she was married, but her husband didn't live with her. No. And she carried on a facade the entire first season like he was, and he wasn't. So, or letting Kenya on when she didn't really have a man or paid for boyfriends. Things like that I think that started to poke holes in their viewership, and that's why I feel like the whole franchise is going down, unfortunately.
Ms. Janaea, I appreciate you calling in.
Congratulations on your 50K.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
You too. Guys, if you're just joining us, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We hit 50K tonight, so we are celebrating by having a conversation about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Don't forget, we will be recapping the reunion on Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And of course, the following day at 1:30 p.m. Eastern this week, we'll be on my channel. Layla Lynn and Grace Report will be here, and we're going to talk all about it. And of course, I'm going to ask their opinions on this sneak peek. And at that point, we'll see the entire first part. It's going to be a 4-part reunion. Let's see if it's worth it. Let's see if it's worth it. I'm going to start this timer. Let me just bring up some. Talani, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Talani?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm from Columbus, Ohio, so
Oh.
I'm more probably the younger generation that watches the Housewives and stuff like that. I'm 23, so but I watch these shows and I hear people always say violence is not the answer and stuff like that. I don't subscribe to that. I feel like history has shown us time and time again that violence sometimes is the answer. I mean, so at some point in time, you don't get to constantly say the same things over and over and over again, attack people, and expect stuff not to come back towards you. And sometimes it comes back in the form of violence. And it sucks, but I think her mother has hindered her into being in this situation where that is now coming back in that form towards her. And I feel for her in that aspect, but then I don't, because I'm like, you're grown, you're that old, and you haven't went and got any type of help to figure out what's going on. It's taking this long for you to figure this out. You done gotten into how many fights? How many arguments about the same things that's triggering you? Maybe you should figure out why they're triggering you so you can figure out how to not get into these situations about them. I mean, I've been in multiple things where people have attacked my mother or me or anything like that, and I just ignore them. And if I'm not going to ignore them, I'm prepared for whatever outcome comes from what I say. And I don't think people are thinking that far ahead when they say stuff.
Yeah.
And then you end up in the predicaments you end up in. And then you want to cry boo-hoo and use her big tear wiper. I'm like, really? You over here looking like you about to fall out. Like, no, you're just fine. You are gaslighting everyone into feeling bad for you, and I don't, because we see this all the time. And to be honest, all of them are bullies. All of them on the show, they have all done a form of bullying. It's nothing new. We experience this all the time. I experience it at work and all of that. I just brush it off. The only time you're going to get me to respond to anything is if you touch my stuff or you touch me. Other than that, I'm not paying any attention to it.
Right. All right.
But in another aspect I wanted to say was, people say that words don't hurt, but the thing is that words can lead to actions and responses out of people. I mean, we've been seeing it since, the last president has been in office. Those words led to other stuff. I mean, I don't know what people think words do, but they give people a thought process to think certain things are okay. And that leads to actions. So
all right,
that's all I really wanted to say.
I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. All right. All right, y'all. I'm getting tired. It's after midnight here in New York City, and my voice is going, as you can tell. We are celebrating 50K here on the channel. Shout out to our 50,000 subscribers. Shout out to my TikTok. I appreciate you all being here and being a part of the conversation. We are almost at 200,000 subscribers on TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, we had a special live this week where we were watching the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion together. We're going to do more of that, maybe Potomac, but it probably won't be the same night as Potomac. All right, let me get to some of these other callers. MPJB, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, a little bit. Can you just get a little bit closer to the phone or louder?
I'm gonna try to speak louder. Can you hear me better?
Yes. What's going on?
Hi, I'm not gonna keep you too long because I know there are many people who's waiting. I just want to
Mhm.
add a few comments. Even though the New Yorker girl who spoke pretty much said everything I wanted to say, but many people are saying how can this always go below the belt and that's why she needs to get dragged. And I feel like some of the Real Housewives, not Potomac, but in general, like all the franchise, I feel like many of them are such hypocrites because when what's her name, Ashley said, oh, Monique had a miscarriage because she was drunk. That wasn't below the belt enough for her to get dragged. Nobody said anything. When Karen said Giselle had an STD, that wasn't below the belt enough. When what's her name? Um, when Giselle said Monique's child wasn't her husband's child, that wasn't below the belt enough for Monique to drag somebody. Monique didn't drag none of this girl, but she chose to attack Candiace because Candiace was running around the table saying, drag me. But that was offensive enough for her to get dragged. And I feel like those people are such hypocrites because you guys need to what do you guys want exactly? Another example, when Marlo called out Kenya's mom, everybody clapped for it because everybody hate Kenya. Everybody was happy when Marlo brought out Kenya's mom, but when Candace says your mother, oh, that is an issue. Everybody's upset. She should not say that. How many times has Dr. Heavenly says your mama, your mama, your mama on Married to Medicine? Andy had never confronted Dr. Heavenly for that. Nobody has ever cried for that. But everybody's over there saying Candace is the villain. Candace, it's like it's just selective outrage to me at this point. They wants to get mad with whoever they want to get mad. When their favorite says something to somebody else, they have nothing to say. But when Candace is the villain. So you mean to tell me that Candace walking around the table saying drag me was offensive enough for what's her name again, the other girl, to lose her control for her to fight her. But she wasn't mad enough when Robin stepped to her. Robin stepped to her face and say, "Fight me." She didn't say nothing. She backed down. She didn't fight Robin, but Robin stepped to her face. But Candace stepping to her face, she could drag Candace because Candace was an easy target. And I feel like some of those Real Housewife fans are such hypocrites. Another person says, her name was Sarah, and she said the way Candace talks to her husband is beyond offensive. I'm sorry, you guys. Am I the only one who watched the show? Chris yelled at Candace, and Candace yelled back. Yet Candace is the villain. So you guys mean to tell me that Chris, just go back and watch it again. Chris yelled at Candace. Candace yelled back. Yet Candace is, oh, yet everybody's like, oh, the way Candace speaks to her husband. So you guys will just let your husband yell at you and you guys will just pipe down and just, yes, okay, yes, my husband, yes, you are correct. It's just like, that's just the way that I feel. And my very last point, because I feel like you have many callers, is I want somebody, maybe Kempire, because nobody can answer, but I want someone to tell me when has Candace voluntarily walked to someone and started an argument. I've been watching the show since season 2. So since season and she wasn't on the show at season 1, but I've been watching the show since seasons 2. Most of the time that she goes below the belt with someone is because someone says something disrespectful to her. Now Candace does go below the belt in her answer. Yes, she does goes below the belt in her answer, but somebody walked up to her and said something disrespectful to her, but she has never started something voluntarily where people can be disrespectful to her. Now, if I'm wrong, please tell me that I'm wrong because sometimes I can miss something. But you cannot come to someone, disrespect that someone, and expect someone to not disrespect you back. When that someone disrespects you, you cannot dictate the level of disrespect that that person is going to give you. Now, how are you guys gonna say, oh, Candace deserves to get dragged because she said this and that to that person, but that person disrespected her first? I don't know if you guys see where I'm coming from because that's what some people are saying. I'm wrong, but
Don't pay
again,
attention
that's
to
just
that. Pay attention to the fact that this is your opinion, and everyone, as you see, have a different opinion on this. MP, I appreciate you calling in, but I do have to get to everyone else because
Yeah, I
it
know.
is very late. All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Bye. All right. All right. I'm just gonna take these last couple of calls, y'all. Like I had to sneak and get water. All right. Jeremy, I'm gonna bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Jeremy? Jeremy?
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
I just want to comment on this whole thing with Candace. I think that people have, selective memory because even when the first season had came on, Candiace had came on as Ashley's friend. She then befriended Monique. Monique then, because she was feuding with Giselle and Robin while also begging for their acknowledgement, she befriended Candiace and also was talking about Ashley. And Ashley was giving Monique the blues that whole season, and all of a sudden Monique got into a car accident, and then Ashley had kind of tried to give the idea that maybe Monique had a miscarriage because she was drinking, and Candiace took great offense to that. Candiace was always there for Monique, and then all of a sudden when Ashley was ready to befriend Monique forgot it all, but you completely riled this girl up to be on your side and said all of this stuff behind this girl's back. And not only that, you exposed the text messages between you and Candiace when you could easily say something about Ashley, face to face. So text messages doesn't mean anything. That's just a betrayal of privacy. And then, nothing that Candiace ever said to Monique warranted that attack. She never talked about Monique's personal life. The only person I feel that she has completely violated verbally was Ashley. And in my opinion, I felt like it was well-deserved. To say Candiace goes around bullying people, to say Candiace goes around just attacking people is complete lies. Like every single time that Candiace has came at somebody's neck is when they, like she says, come to her door. She's not like Ashley, where Ashley was meddling in everybody else's business and causing an uproar. Candiace minds her own business. Mia took it upon herself to ask about her finances to her mother, and then Monique is the one who decided to come at Candiace that whole season. Mind you, they say that Candiace can't even accept responsibility. Candiace was apologizing to Monique time and time again. Anytime that Monique felt offended, Candiace humbled herself and apologized. Even when she knew that she spoke about Mia's mom and didn't know the history, she apologized for that. But they aren't. It's like, I just don't understand, why is it that Candiace I feel like the vision of her is so skewed among the audience. It seems kind of unfair because it doesn't really match up to what has happened. Like, Candiace did not say or do anything to warrant that attack. Like, those hands should have been going for Giselle and the one, but knowing that Giselle talked about the paternity of her child, she invited Giselle to her home, but she wants to fight Candiace because Candiace said, "I'm asleep." Is honestly because the girls were laughing at her, the girls that she spent so much time trying to befriend, and honestly and truthfully, at the end of the day, no matter what Monique says, and no matter what her fans say, that whooping that Candiace got should not have been for her. It should have been to Monique, because once again, Candiace never violated Monique verbally. It was Giselle. So the only two people that Candiace has really came at harshly was Mia and Ashley. And Ashley has done so much vile things that I'm surprised that nobody ever talks about it. And Candiace was always there.
I think we
Not
talk
a
about
lot of people. Not a lot of people are talking about it to the capacity that they're talking about Candiace. Like, they don't make a whole segment about what Ashley has done.
Well, maybe they will this reunion. Jeremy, I gotta go though, because we have a long line still backstage, and I want to get to everyone. I appreciate you calling in though.
All right.
Bye. All right, let me get to these last couple of callers, because as I said to you guys, my throat. And it's probably because I'm talking so much on this damn channel. But we hit 50,000 subscribers, so I appreciate you. All right, Janelle, you are up next. What's going on, Janelle?
Hey, Lou. How are you? Hey, bonjour. I got my drink. It's just Coke. I should not be drinking Coca-Cola this late at night, but
You're not going to sleep.
I the show, but it's okay. It's the weekend. I got to work tomorrow.
Every time you do that now, I think of Adam doing it, and I'm triggered. I'm triggered. Okay. Janelle, what is your opinion on this hot topic? It really is.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it quick. I'm gonna keep it cute because you need to go to sleep.
Oh my God.
Have you eaten? Have you eaten tonight?
I did. That was the only reason why I came live, because I ate first.
Okay, good. We gotta be thoroughly fed up in these streets, okay? So let me say this. I am not going to repeat what other people have said. People gonna have their opinions about Candiace, Monique, Ashley, all the above. I will say, one, congratulations on 50K. That's fabulous.
Thank you.
And two, Giselle, like, you know how Adam and Jason always make fun of you about 90 Day Fiance? Well, Giselle needs to be on 90 Day Fiance, because then that is when I feel like she really will get a boo. That is the magic ticket right there. And three, I am upset with everybody who was called in, because not one person has talked about the salad. Everyone keeps talking about it got tossed, and Monique and Mia did this, and what about the damn salad? That lettuce look fresh. That lettuce look crunchy. And I'm telling you, I'm a person, I love good salad. I love salad. And I'm telling everyone's like, oh my gosh, she shouldn't have thrown it. I'm upset she threw it. I'm upset it landed on the floor. My mama always taught me never to waste good food. Never waste good food. And that good food landed on the ground with Chris sweeping it up. That pissed me the hell off. Okay? I was just like, what? You remember? I remember I was watching one of your lives and you were like, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta eat. Imagine if somebody decided to get into a food fight and you were supposed to go eat your dinner. You would have been pissed, wouldn't you?
I agree with you, because the fact that you brought up the salad, I was like, you're right. That salad did look real fresh.
It looked fresh. Okay. Listen, I live in Harlem, and it's a hit or miss with your lettuce. Okay. I picked up some bags of lettuce and I bought it and I brought it home, and I thought it was like mildew in the back. Yes, I took that mess right back, because ain't nobody got time for some mildew lettuce. Okay. So I know when I see good lettuce. And when oh my God, you don't understand. I was so upset. I was telling Judgy Justice, I was so upset about that damn lettuce. You are not going to waste good food in my house. You just not. I don't care who threw what. The fact is, the lettuce was on the ground, and Chris had to sweep it up. I bet you he probably felt the type of way about it too. You don't waste good food. You don't waste good food. That's really all I had to say, because I'm not.
I appreciate it.
I need to go to bed, and everyone has already said what I had to say. But that, people, don't you waste good food.
Janelle,
it's Kempire. We will chat soon.
Thank you.
Good night, boo.
Yo, I needed that. Data said he needed it. I needed that as well. Okay. I just want to say Queen, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Queen says, wow, 50 what? Congratulations, Kempire. I'll drink for 2, as you know, because I don't drink. But yes. All right. That made me laugh so much. Janelle, you're a best. All right. Kadamin, I'm going to bring you up. I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on TikTok and I was like, I'm waiting for my turn. Never mind. Okay. I like Candiace season 3. It was not until, actually, no, I'm on backtrack. I just find it very funny how last season during this reunion, which should have had 4 parts, people are like, oh no, they're gaslighting Monique. And now they're gaslighting Candiace. So I find it very interesting how we keep on going back and forth. Because to be honest, I hope by season 7, we can just let go of this debacle with this fight, because I'm over it. But relating to Candiace, I feel for her, because in season 3, I have a mother who's a psychotherapist, and she says things that are really, really harsh. And I felt for Candiace. I do. I do. And I know how she feels. And that whole tumultuous relationship with your mother, it could really impact of how you see the world. And the whole thing about having your mother as sort of like, I would say, a covert narcissism, it could really affect of how you see your female relationships, and more so, if you're whoever your partner is.
Yeah. Wow.
But what I have a problem with Candiace is that I've established this is who she is. I accept it. I move on. What I have a problem with is whenever someone does something just as badly, which I do think is going to happen, she cries and she uses that excuse of I'm the victim. And a part of me is, and my mom said this and it's true, when people choose to be a victim, it obscures them from taking responsibility of anything. And so that's where I think a lot of people are having a problem with. I know I have. I understand Candiace where she's coming from, where, if you're going to come for me, I'm going to come for you because I'm going to respond. She was hurt. And I could tell like by her, but she never articulated that. And then also it's like, girl, you need to go to therapy. Like you need to take some self.
Does your mom, the therapist, watch the show too?
No, she doesn't.
I would want her analysis of the situation.
No, first of all, she's from the South. She's Black. She's just like, I don't like seeing Black women act like this. In her words, they are little brown people acting like white people. She doesn't like it. She just does not like it. She's like, we're better than this. I'm a different generation. I was born in California, so I'm a millennial. But I view her and I have such compassion for her, but a part of me is like, dude, just own it. Own that you're this type of person. Yeah. And also I'm tired of, I do not like how they're gaslighting her, because I'm like, dude, everyone on the show has said something or worse, but why is Candiace any different? Especially when it regards to Giselle, because we know she has a coloristic issue. Why has no one addressed this to her? Why is she first? Why, especially that in the past 2 seasons, she has done nothing. Like nothing. Like she is just sitting there. And to be honest, I feel like I don't really know her. I know more of Karen than I know more of than her. And so that's really what I want to say, because I know everybody has to talk and I don't want to talk over anyone. But I'm glad you have 50,000 K. That's an accomplishment. But I hope Candiace gets better, and I hope she uses her words to get across, because I understand her anger. I used to be like that myself. And it was like, why is no one listening to me? I'm hurt. She needs to speak in a way where people can hear her. But the whole gaslighting thing, I find it interesting how last season people were gaslighting Monique, and now it's the same thing. Honestly, let's move on. I'm tired of talking about this fight. It's getting really draining, and that's it.
Thank you.
I hope everyone has a good night, and I'm going to bed. Good night.
I love the fact that we have someone that's almost in a similar situation that Candiace is in, that has a mom that's a therapist, because that's a different perspective. And that's what I love about having you guys call in. If you're just joining us, of course, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac sneak peek of the reunion. And a lot of people are giving Andy Cohen backlash for insinuating that maybe it was Candiace's fault for the Monique fight and for the fights that occurred between her and Mia this season. As always, we will be recapping the reunion. Not tomorrow. Well, technically tomorrow, because it's technically Saturday, but Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And then we will be joined by Layla Lynn and Grace Report Monday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. We hit over 50,000 subscribers. We're now at 50,043 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for supporting, and thank you for everyone that has called in. I'm going to take the last couple of callers, and then we're going to call it a night. Nicole, I'm going to bring you up. 1,000 subscribers. We're now at 50,000. Okay, Nicole, turn off the window, and I'll bring you back up. Nicole, I can't bring you up if I hear the feedback. I'm gonna bring up Nayeli. Nayeli, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Kempire?
How are you?
Good. Congrats on 50K. So it's so funny. Like literally, I was just thinking about when you were just talking about the reunion and Candiace and the fight from last season and everything. Basically, all this going through my head when it comes to Andy. Okay, he is gonna blow whenever the wind blow. Like you can tell last season he was gaslighting Monique. This time he wants to try to gaslight Candiace. And I don't know what it is about him and Giselle. it's like, first off, why are you sitting next to him? Like the last caller just said, you ain't did nothing. Why are you here? You need to be on the end. Like, you and Robin, just get rid of both of them for the next season. That's what I say.
Oh.
And then, you know, just with Candiace in general, I like Candiace, and a lot of things what other people were saying, that Candiace don't bother nobody. Like, if you come for her, be ready that she gonna come back like 3,000 times harder. And I mean, if you're gonna like her, like her. If you're not, then just keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing to her. Simple as that. But I'm just keep it short. I came in late in the conversation, so I didn't get everything. But congratulations and have a good night.
Thank you so much, Nayeli, for calling in.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Nicole, I see you. I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Nicole? Thank you for all your patience waiting backstage. What's going on?
Hey.
Is there a delay?
Hello?
Can you hear me? For calling in. Ooh. Okay, Nicole, there's a delay. Do me a favor, drop out and then call back in. There's a really big delay. All right, I'm going to bring Danielle. I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Danielle?
Hi, Kempire. Congratulations on the 50K. Let me just say this. Candiace is the boy who cried wolf. Giselle is the snake in the grass. And Robin is the beard. That's what I'm going to say about that. And as far as the gaslighting goes, you know, it's always the darker brown girls that goes first. And I said what I said. And Andy does that. He goes for the dark-skinned brown girls, not just in Potomac, and Atlanta too, and some of the other ones. And you know that. Everyone knows that. And he's letting them do this. I won't be surprised if next season it's Wendy, to be honest with you. And I feel like they need to let Giselle go. And as far as Candiace and Mia and Monique, I'm from Brooklyn. If you come into me, you put your hands in my face. Soon as your hand is inches from my face, that's fighting words. And you know, we teach our children don't be like that. But Candiace got to know, if you have a bark and you want to bite, expect to be getting bitten back. You know, she has to learn how to articulate her words. And at some point in her time, she got to let that go, because she pushing 40. She need to just let that stuff go. She in her 30s or whatever, late 20s, whatever, but she pushing 40. She don't want to be this bitter, angry Black woman, because that's what she's showing to this world, and it ain't cute. But thank you.
Danielle, thank you so much for calling in. Right. All right, Nicole, let's try this again. Nicole, make sure that all your windows are closed so that we don't have any feedback. All right, Nicole, I'm going to bring you up. Guys, if you just joined us, we have over 900 people that have been watching for over 2 hours. I appreciate you all being here and being a part of the conversation. And the conversation has been open, and it's been enjoyable and educational and insightful and funny at certain points. All right. Last but not least, Nicole, what's going on, Nicole? Oh, Nicole, there's feedback. There's feedback, Nicole. I can hear myself. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, Nicole. I'm sorry. Oh, all right. Nicole, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if you have a screen open, but we're getting feedback, so I can't bring you up because it's just not going to work for the live. I'm sorry. All right, let me just see what you guys are saying in the chat. Thank you so much for everyone being a part of the conversation. Let me see what you guys are saying. Kev says, why do people keep saying Candiace doesn't start things? Her first 2 feuds involved her throwing the first rocks. Agnes says she'll get hands if you play. Look, I grew up, my parents taught me not to fight. Okay. That's just the way I grew up. But I literally grew up with a neighbor where her mom wouldn't let her come back to the house until she went and fought with this girl that may have disrespected her. So I had those two perspectives, the way I grew up, and then my literal neighbor, how her mother was teaching her. So I get where some of you guys are coming from, but I also get what my Jamaican mother said. So it is what it is. I do want to say thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. If you're watching the replay of this, I know it's a long 2 hours, but it was an interesting conversation. So let's continue the conversation in the comment section. Thank you to my moderators for keeping this space an open, fun, interesting, insightful, and a dialogue. So I appreciate my moderators. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com. And if you want your own coldest water bottle, get your coldest water bottle today. Keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. Comes in multiple colors and sizes. Discount code KEMP10. So many of you guys have been really loving your coldest water bottles. Get your coldest water bottle today. And don't forget to follow me on my socials. Everything's at the Kempire, especially my TikTok. Going on TikTok. What's going on? Follow me there. And don't forget to join our texting community at textkempire.com. I appreciate you all being here. Let's just get out of here with some music. Come on. Shout out to Elijah. This song is Anything is Possible.
Turn me up in the headphones.
Tavar says, I'm the neighbor. It was a female, Tavar.
Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Hey, trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Yeah, all I know is get paper. All I do is shit major. Bought a condo on the top floor, and the building's a skyscraper. Feeling like I'm Kobe, LeBron for the Lakers. Feeling like I'm Idris, Paul Walker, Taker. New Rollie, no diamonds in it. New Porsche, all dimes in it. I'm infatuated with fine women. Corona extra with the lime in it. Just a chase to Henny. Used to be a penny pincher. Now I'm in plenty business. Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Yeah. We grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. I lean with it, I rock with it. Locks under my socks fitted. Tahoe with the black tint. Houston girl, heavy accent, but my whole swag is magic. High five, fantastic. Make the money stretch like elastic. Making moves that you couldn't imagine. Eating, still watching my calories. Just to pull in that big boy salary. It's just the way that it has to be. I'm a bad boy, Mike Lowry. While I'm sipping this Henny, and all of my niggas is with me. Yeah, grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Oh, yeah.